something I see a lot here when we're doing consultations with people in Ayurvedic medicine, but especially in astrology, Vedic astrology. I see that many people have a lot of spiritual potential, you could say, which don't come out. It doesn't flower within them. And what they see that many people, I think you call it harbinger in their own consciousness, certain memories from this 2000 years has been what is called the Age of Pisces, where it has been a lot of inquisition. Many people have been killed, you could say, for their beliefs. And this archetype of persecution is very, very powerful in many people. And this making people very fearful on a very, very deep level for their own spirituality. So many people choose life for security reasons. Maybe take a job for security reason, marriage for security reason, and etc., etc. Some of these people, they are kind of spiritual on one side of themselves. One leg is a little bit in the spiritual way, but the way of the other leg is very grounded in their own security. So many of them working with works which astrologically, from that point of view, they are not supposed to do it. And they're living many times in relationships which is, they don't feed them or nurture them in the heart. It's more of a stricter kind of relationship, which is not really alive, you could say. Doesn't keep them open. Many times the partner is not spiritual at all, and they are compromising with themselves because of fear. And this I see very, very much going on. And some people also, get checking out in fear, checking out with drugs, checking out with alcohol, like this, or they are a little bit spiritual and a little bit not, you could say. This is very, very common because I'm thinking about this for many, many years. And even myself, I'm living through this archetype of persecution very, very deeply, I could say. I'm living through this. And this is, because so many people have been killed. I'm coming back, many memories from the Qatars in France and some other groups here in Europe. And many of these things I get to know from my own awakening. And many great memories of this archetype. So living it through very, very deeply, I could say. And very, very painful it has been for me. So I understand very well why people don't want to open this box in themselves or open the consciousness, because it's very, very painful. And this has to do that in this Neptunian archetype in the Age of Pisces is very important, because it has to do with, that Jesus giving his life for what he believed, and he was persecuted, and the disciples of Jesus get persecuted, and later on the first Christians and the Gnostics like this get persecuted, and the Qatars get persecuted, and the witches get persecuted, and many people coming in the northern America and Mexico and South America get persecuted, and many in Asia, and also when Islam coming, many people get persecuted, and many Sufis get persecuted, and Dervishes get persecuted, and it's all over the place, this persecution. And I feel this is very kind of sinister agenda, because also the so-called the dark forces is very well educated in astrology. Also they know the New Age will come, and they have to do this persecution, because then when the Age of Aquarius coming, and the new age coming, then people will be so fearful that they will not wake up. This is the sinister agenda. And it's also, you could say that in this initiation, I will call it, to get persecuted is a kind of initiation. It really, the meaning of it is that what I believe, the way I keep alive in my soul or my spirit is more important than my body. So I have to stand up for what I believe, because if I don't do that, I will die in my soul, in my heart, in my spirit. And then I will check out for my own spirituality. So it's very important that this is to keep alive in that way. It's more important than to keep alive in the body. So that is kind of initiation. And we have also to wash ourselves in our own blood. This is the kind of mystic view of it, that the Pisces is ruling the feet. So we are cleaning our feet in the blood, the water element. So we can get dressed in this light body and get the compassion, because the Pisces rule compassion. So when we are moving in now in the new age of Aquarius, we have to move in compassion. We have to walk our feet in compassion. And our feet have to be cleaned in our own blood. It's also that we have to become humble. We have to die in certain ways. We have to be ready to die for our spirit. This is our own crucifixion, you could say. Also our own Golgotha. So when we're moving in now and get ready for the spiritual rebirth and to get baptized in the spirit, which is the way of Aquarius, because Aquarius rules the higher prana. And Aquarius rules also the birth of the divine child. And Aquarius also rule where we're giving our spiritual gift, our dharma. So in that way we have to know ourselves in a very certain way. So this archetype is very important in this process. So we have to understand the age of Pisces to get ready for the age of Aquarius. So many people have to move through this deepest fear and stand up for what they really know in the deepest sense of themselves. And understand this archetype. Because I see this is so many people I met for many years who are stuck here. And I think it's very difficult on a psychological level to understand these levels of persecution, because coming from past life, so normal psychology can't understand this. And it's really difficult for people to process this and get rid of these feelings. They don't really understand what is going on. They don't understand their own blockage. So that's why I'm talking many times about this archetype. It's really important in my way of looking at it. Because we have to get ready for the new age, but then we have to close the age of Pisces also, understand the meaning. If you are not, I haven't fulfilled the age of Pisces, then we can't move on into the age of Aquarius. So compassion is the key, that we are cleansed in compassion, and compassion coming many times to people after a lot of sorrow and a lot of pain. And when we get through this deep pain and this deep sorrow, then we get very compassionate to other people. The judgment disappears, and we see other people as brothers and sisters. This is also the age of Aquarius. Aquarius, you know, the rule brotherhood and sisterhood. And to come to that level and understand brotherhood and sisterhood, we have to be compassionate. And we will have to see for that certain eyes of ourselves, and it's very difficult to reach that level if you haven't gone through certain experiences, because we have to understand other people's reality. I have to be able to empathize, that I can feel how other people, their lives, and see the common ground we are existing on. It's very, very important. So this is, I feel this age of Pisces is very important to understand. So now the time is here to move on and coming out with our Dharma, and I hope people can understand this archetype deep enough. Thank you.